Okay, we are in Isaiah 57. I haven't been here for a couple days, so I'm pretty lost. Well, let's start in prayer, and then we'll go back to 56 and try to remember where we were last time. After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. All right. Ethical instructions. I'm just going to start reading 56, and hopefully I'll remember what we talked about last time. It's been, I was here on Saturday, and then I was lazy on Sunday and Monday. Today's Tuesday. So, yeah, I'm a little lost here. I'm going to start reading from Isaiah 56, and then we'll continue from 57. That's actually where we are. 56, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, Keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Why do we accept Christ now rather than waiting until we get shot 7 times and we're bleeding out, and then you accept Christ, It's too risky, when you get shot 7 times, it's, sorry to go out there immediately, but you get shot 1,000,000 times, chances are you could lose consciousness pretty quick, and then as a result of losing all of your blood, you will die. And then when you die and you haven't accepted Him, this salvation that is near, that He's hinting at, which is through Christ, if you don't do that and you take that risk, it's the most dangerous game, really. But that's what He's once again hinting at. Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the Son of Man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. My brother had an interesting example of grace, and I'm under grace. I'm not under the law. The law says thou shalt not commit adultery, okay? Now under grace, I can talk to a married woman, but really, should I be talking to a married woman, Or what am I inching toward? Why do most Bible teachers, I think, most of them will say, you need either a chaperone or you need a big sister or big brother, depending on, I shouldn't be teaching some attractive young female who's married, My brother was giving this example of a lady who was married. She had like 4 kids or something. Very pretty lady. But it was very inappropriate for my brother to even be, I think he might have had lunch with her or something. And now he's not committing adultery based on the legal, the law, but he is committing adultery with her in his heart or in his mind, by him being there. Or me. I came up with the example. I realized that I had made the same mistake, kind of, in my old job. There was a married woman who I got to know pretty well, and she, it wasn't me that was inappropriate, but it was her, and she was telling me all of her personal problems. And you have one wrong instance, and that's why you take it a step further, I guess. That's what I'm saying. You love God, you love that other person. It's not appropriate for you to be even in that person's presence, without any kind of chaperone or anything. You see what I'm saying? It's a good warning there. It's not necessarily being legalistic in my thinking. It's going even further, because I love God and I love that other person, and I don't want anything to be a stumbling block for anybody, I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. I'm thinking about it. But if he's hinting at Christ there, he's also hinting at grace too. And do you abuse that? That would be what I would lead into with the discussion. Neither let the son of the stranger that hath joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, The Lord hath utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, Behold, I am a dry tree. So that could be, you point the finger at the Jewish person, and he's the problem, and you're above that. No. Jew or Gentile now has access to salvation. That's what he's leading into. For thus saith the Lord unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbath. Yeah, now I remember what we talked about. And choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. Yes. I am choosing to submit myself to him and obey him, rather than tiptoeing. I'm tiptoeing right on the edge of sin, by being around this married woman. It's a good example that my brother was giving me. Really, I should not. And what are you instigating by you're tiptoeing around? I'm not committing sin right now, but oh, that sin looks good, You're. McGee put it so well. I forget how he said it. You know what I'm saying, though. Rather than me tiptoeing near that, maybe it's inappropriate for me to be anywhere near that, Maybe I can be around the husband and get the husband to realize that your wife is magnificent, and I hope you appreciate her. Maybe you could be kind of a diplomat in that perspective, but for you to be around his wife, that's his wife, For you to be even tiptoeing anywhere near her, you are tempting. You're tempting yourself, you're tempting her, you're tempting everything. It's tempting the husband, bashing your face in, I'm sorry, we've talked too much about 56, but let's move on. We're moving on to 57. I'm sorry, this morning I'm all over the place. Okay. Verse 1 of 57. The righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. Thank you! This is the discussion point I was having with my best friend the other night. He's very depressed about, not to pick on my best friend. A lot of people are very depressed. I get depressed lots of times, I shouldn't be, though. I could pick on my best friend. I can pick on my brother, too. He was not feeling well about this subject. I was saying to him how evil is... I was talking about how most things are an illusion, and I guess that's not a very good example. I'm sorry. Let's restart. Let's think about my cousin who passed away when he was only 16 years old, Why did that happen? Was that fair? No, it wasn't. My uncle is, thank God, my uncle is saved, and he's a great guy. But why was the young man taken out, Maybe it's for this very reason, He was that young. His mother, it was a bad situation, It was divorce situation, and so he was living in between his father's house and his mother's house, and kid had all kinds of problems. He would pick on me all the time, and not that I'm anything, but it was bad. But God took him out of this world, maybe because it's a tragedy with him, but or think of Bill, my best friend's father. Why did he get cancer, and why did he leave at this point? Think about the stuff that we're walking into as a nation right now. Or a child passes away, completely innocent, perfect, and yet doesn't make it through childbirth. And you ask the question, does God hate me? Or is God just? Well, maybe he's preventing the child from entering a world that's just pure evil right now, I feel bad for all of these kids. This world is devolving into such evil. The righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. It's saying that there's a plan there. Do you ever consider that God has protected you? That was the original idea that I wanted to lay home to my best friend. He's so depressed about his circumstances. I can get very depressed about my circumstances, my employment. I get a bunch of women just last night. These women come in. Look at that guy. He's still doing, he's still working here. How pathetic. What a loser. Yeah, that music is terrible back there. That's what I had to listen to last night. Then you can get depressed. You can point the finger at yourself and say, yeah, what have I done with my life? How did I do this to myself? And you can get all depressed about it and blame yourself. When actually that's satanic attack, and really I should be thanking God that, that I'm where I'm at. And yeah, maybe he's hiding me there for now until I'm ready to face these freaks head on. Did you ever think of that? Or my friend being depressed that he doesn't have a wife and kids and family, you know. Um, he's got so much, you know, but he's lonely about that. What I want to say to him is, did you ever think God is hiding you there, maybe? He's shielding you from some psychotic witch that you could have impregnated, and then you have this child that he gets raised by this psychotic witch, and he becomes this little piranha monster, you know? That's the kid that you created. That's your son that you made, you know? See how my mind goes? We need to move on. I'm sorry. But there's a lot you could discuss with that very first verse. 2. He shall enter into peace. That's what I asked for. My life, you know, I'm nervous all the time. Well, no, I mean, it's not all the time anymore, but that's how it was, probably from the age of 16-ish onward. I had to deal with a state of anxiety, very uncomfortable around everything, and it's probably a demon that I've had to carry because of my sin. But then I asked for peace, and then I began to read a Bible, and he began to work on me. And it's an ongoing issue. You know, I'm not perfect every day, but in general, though, you have this sensation of peace that's indescribable and wonderful. And it makes life a lot more tolerable, you know, that he has given me what I asked for. What I needed, really, to be able to function. Thank God. He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness. But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorceress, the seed of the adulterer, and the whore. Against whom do ye sport yourselves? Against whom make ye a wide mouth, and draw out the tongue? Are ye not children of transgression, a seed of falsehood? Inflaming yourselves with idols under every green tree, slaying the children in the valleys, under the clefts of the rocks. What is he describing there in 5? I think he's talking about druids, and probably a lot having to do with Baal worshippers, and Molech was a god that you put your baby in a furnace. Isn't he talking about that too? It's probably Cliffs of the Rocks. It's probably all the same demon, but it gets a different name, you know? Baal, Chemosh, Molech, Druidic worship. That's what they did. They were under trees, and they had giant orgies and weird blood weird stuff. Among the smooth stones of the stream is thy portion. They are thy lot. Even to them hast thou poured a drink offering. Thou hast offered a meat offering. Should I receive comfort in these? Upon a lofty and high mountain hast thou set thy bed. even thither wentest thou up to offer sacrifice. Behind the doors also and the posts hast thou set up thy remembrance, for thou hast discovered thyself to another than me, and art gone up. Thou hast enlarged thy bed, and made thee a covenant with them. Thou lovedst their bed where thou sawest it. I think in general these last 5 verses is a warning about the Babylonian mindset, the influence of that, the worldly line of thought. That's something that Chris Yoon in his latest video was pointing out, and I like that. That lukewarm Christians, how they involve themselves in things that they don't even realize are satanic. Like, let's say if I was a fan of Lady Gaga, and I listen to all her music. It's so wonderful, you know. And no, I don't. But I'm just saying as an example, you know. You listen to the lyrics of the song, or if you look at some of those, sadly, another close friend was into that. He actually showed me one of those music videos. And I go, wow, what the hell are you doing? You see what I'm saying, though? That is a satanic, everything about that music, the symbolism in the music videos, it's all, she is like a high priestess, and that is not a Christian, you know? And for you to be involved in that, I think that's what he's talking about here. He's warning you about getting involved with any of that. You know, you can't worship God and then be involved in this world. Or you could point the finger at me and talk about my influence with movies. That's a problem too. I have to be aware. I have to always keep that in check. I've been trying not to bring any of that up. I'm trying to be should I receive comfort in these? Talking about the offerings. Does God care about these offerings? Or does he want you to obey him with all your heart? 7. Upon a lofty and high mountain hast thou set thy bed, even thither wentest thou up to offer sacrifice. Behind the doors also and the posts hast thou set up thy remembrance, for thou hast discovered thyself to another than me, and art gone up. Thou hast enlarged thy bed, and made thee a covenant with them. Thou lovedst their bed where thou sawest it. And that's what he's talking about, is now you're involving yourself with a bunch of druids, or Lady Gaga's up there dancing and singing, you know, under a tree, and there's weird stuff going on. And you're involving yourself in that. You shouldn't do that. And thou wentest to the king with ointment, and didst increase thy perfumes, and didst send thy messengers far off, and didst debase thyself even unto hell. Thou art wearied in the greatness of thy way, yet saidst thou not, there is no hope. Thou hast found the life of thine hand, therefore thou wast not grieved. That's a little complex how that's written there. Thou art wearied in the greatness of thy way. Is he saying how, you know, the world lures you into a different way of thinking, and now you're tired of it? Yeah, a bunch of weird. So you're wearied in the greatness of thy way. He's kind of mocking there, I think. Saidst thou not? Yet saidst thou not, there is no hope. Thou hast found the life of thine hand, therefore thou wast not grieved. I mean, he's using this whole speech as a symbol. It's a symbolism of Israel, right? This is exactly what they were doing. They were cheating on God. And that's what we're doing today with a lot of our distractions. And of whom hast thou been afraid or feared, that thou hast lied and hast not remembered me, nor laid it to thy heart? Have not I held my peace even of old, and thou fearest me not? Yeah, how fair is God, you know? How many chances, how many opportunities does he give us? And you dare say that I'm not fair, you know? How much time has he given them? I was so angry yesterday about this lady. She used to rob the store every day, like 5 times a day. Thankfully, she hasn't been doing that. She moved away, so she can't do that anymore unless she wants to waste a lot of gas. But she is coming there now every day, again, at least once a day. I have to see her, and her demeanor is so bad, she is so mean, and I could get very negative about everything. Whenever she comes in, it puts me in a bad mood. It's probably the demon that follows her, you know. If there's some way I could get that demon off of her, maybe she could overcome her drug addiction. But anyway, I can point the finger at her and put all the blame on her, but really it's am I also at fault? Yes, I have sinned too. Maybe I'm getting off topic here. I'm sorry. I will declare thy righteousness and thy works, for they shall not profit thee. Right, that seems like a good verse right there against works there. Yeah, they don't. You need a Savior. You need Christ. You need God. But I built this church 20 years ago. Doesn't that save me? No. When thou criest, let thy companies deliver thee, but the wind shall carry them all away. Vanity shall take them, but he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land and shall inherit my holy mountain. Yeah. Same concept today with holding on to the land, holding on to your blessing, to the blessing he gives you. You know, if you go around committing adultery with a bunch of married women, that was my point that I was making to my friend. You know, you can't do that. You should stay away from this woman, you know. Just like thankfully I got out of that job, so I got away from that married woman, because it's dangerous talking to her. Even talking to her is dangerous. Not only because of the adultery situation, but her husband was kind of scary too, you know. And that's how it should be. You should be scared of the husband, and you should stay away. They are husband and wife. You have nothing to do with that. Yes, you can say hello. You might be able to have some pleasant conversations, but even that is danger. You should be keeping the stiff arm out, you know? You know what I mean? Because if I were to interfere with that holy marriage of her and her husband, and some mistake happened, I could not be blessed by God. I could not. My life is about to have 10 billion problems. First, with a husband with a gun, but 10 million other problems besides that. Now, and let's say I got her pregnant. Duh! Then how many more problems? There would be no end. I would be... The point is, but he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land and shall inherit my holy mountain. Trust God. Trust God that he is going to provide a wife for you. And you seek him first. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all the other stuff will be given to you. The first thing is, step one, you find him and you seek him. You put your trust in him. That's step one. Now all the other vanity, well, whatever your needs are. You need a wife. Yes. I think God is going to find you a godly wife. I don't think it happens at the bar. Yeah, I'm going to find my wife at the bar. I don't think so. I think God has to help you find the wife when you're at the grocery store and you drop the hot dog buns and you look up and there she is, Just, what are the odds that she would be there at this moment, at this time, and something, happens? I don't know. It's a miracle. But I think God has to do that. And he will do that if you seek him first. That's what I wanted to say to my friend. And that's what he's telling you here. Problem is, I need a wife. The solution is not to go into the Lady Gaga orgy under the tree with weird stones and all the garbage. That's not the solution. More sin, more drugs, more evil is not the solution. The solution is seek him first. Then everything else should come into play. (14) And shall say, cast ye up, prepare the way, take up the stumbling block out of the way of my people. That's the stumbling block. For thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. For I will not contend forever, neither will I be always wroth, for the spirit should fail before me, and the souls which I have made. For the iniquity of his covetousness was I wroth, and smote him. I hid me, and was wroth, and he went on frowardly in the way of his heart. Wow. There's so much here. I have to finish, though. I'm sorry. I will come back to this in the next video. I have seen his ways, and will heal him. I will lead him also, and restore comforts unto him, and to his mourners. I create the fruit of the lips, peace. Peace to him that is far off, and to him that is near, saith the Lord. And I will heal him. But the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked. That's it. That's it. All right, 58. Next time, we'll talk more about those last few verses. Very important. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.